Christy, and welcome back, or welcome, to Kicking It with Christy. Today is Crochet Away Wednesday, and going to be teaching you the basics, some things that I've seen in beginner patterns, and just teach you guys the craft that I love. I love to crochet. As you can see, I have a nice array of yarns behind me. So kick back, relax. Maybe if you have a crochet hook, doesn't matter the size, and you have some yarn lying around, maybe join me in learning how to start crocheting. All right, so obviously you need some yarn. This one is Walmart's brand. I use this or Red Heart Super Saver or something, especially if I'm just making a hat or something. It doesn't need a particular yarn. I kind of try to stick with the cheaper ones, and I actually have, obviously you've seen a decent amount of different weights as well. When you get the yarn, usually there is an end that some people have already tugged out, and that's, you know, the end you start with, or you would have to do it yourself. And if you tug and the end is connected here, try to get to the other end so that you're working off of this one and not off of the end. So, crocheting involves crochet hooks, obviously crochet. They are either labeled with a letter or a number, which is the millimeters, which is the width of the hook. And to start out crocheting, the first thing you would make is a slip knot. Literally all crocheting is using this crochet hook, using the hooks to pull yarn through other slip knots. It's seems difficult, but it's really fun and really easy. Normally, to make a slip knot, I will wrap it or have my thumb hold the yarn here. This is my left hand, in case anyone's wondering. And I will have my thumb hold on to the end of the yarn, wrap it around my first two fingers, take the yarn that I just wrapped and pull it under the loop there, drop it off my fingers, and then try to pull it more towards this way so that it's not as big of a tail, and then you pull it pretty tight, and then you can take it and put it on your crochet hook. To tighten the loop, you pull onto the shorter end or the end that it began with. So some people crochet really tightly, some people don't crochet super tight. I'm apparently in the middle, I've been told, and I've discovered with doing, you know, patterns and everything. If you're a lefty, I apologize. I think you can just switch this to, you know, having the yarn in your right hand and then to use the crochet hook with your left. I am very sorry. I'm sure you can find a left-handed crocheter on here. I just, you know, I'm right-handed. So usually I grab the yarn. Here's the end that goes to the yarn. Here is the end going to my hook. And I wrap yarn around my finger a few times to get tension. You need tension, otherwise you're going to have some little bit of different size stitches, and it's not really going to be that great. Now, they say in patterns to chain however many. A chain is when you wrap yarn around the hook and you pull it through. This is one chain. So let's chain probably about 7. So 2, 3, wrapping it, 4, wrap it again, 5, and 6, and 7. And you can see as I was going along, I held on to this part so that we still had tension on it, but it wasn't, you know, a crazy amount of tension. Now, most beginner patterns are going to have SC, which is single crochet. And usually it's the second chain from the hook. So this is the first and this is the second. So you're going to take the top of the hook, push it through the top loop. As you can see, there's the rest of the loops. You're going to grab the yarn that's up there, and you're going to pull it through that loop. So you have 2 loops. You're pulling it through that chain. You have 2 loops on your hook. Now you're going to grab yarn again and pull through both of those loops. And that is a single crochet. And I will continue to show you down the line. You're going to take your top of your hook, put it in this loop right here. That's the next loop. It's the next chain, as they're calling. You're going to grab the yarn, bloop, and you're going to pull it right through the chain. Now you have 2 loops of yarn on your hook. Going to wrap around and pull through both of those loops. You see how that's starting to look like, you know, if you've seen crochet patterns or crochet projects, you've seen that. Those are single crochets. That's usually the top of what a crochet looks like, of what a chain in crochet looks like. So, gonna have to pull some more yarn out. I wrap it around my finger. There is another loop here. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4 more left, because we have done 2, but we had to use a chain in the beginning. So we're gonna keep going and make the rest of them single crochets. I'm gonna bring it through and bring it through both of them. Sometimes that happens. I will undo. It's because the yarn is such, I can't see. So we're gonna try that again and get through the rest. And gonna do that. You're going to want to hold on to your work. I'm going to want to hold on to the chain. This is your last chain. So we're going to push through, grab the yarn through, and there we've made a row of single crochets. Now, most beginner patterns also have double crochet, or DC is what they put the abbreviations as. I'm going to show you that in our next row. And most of the time in patterns also, they will tell you to turn your work or chain however many and turn. For a double crochet, if you're going to start the next row, usually we would chain 2 and turn. Now this is the back of your work. It looks a little bit different because you can see the chains are leaned this way. They are usually leaned towards the front of your work. So let's try to get them so you can see them. All right. To do a double crochet, you're going to wrap the yarn around the hook before you put it through the chain. The chain is right here. It's these 2 loops right here. You put it all the way through there. Then you're going to grab the yarn from the other side, pull it through so that you have 3 loops on your hook. Then you're going to wrap and pull through 2 of the loops so that you still had that last one on there and you just made a second loop. Then you're going to grab the yarn again and pull it through. And you've made a double crochet. As you can see, it's taller than the single down here. So we're going to try that again. Wrap yarn around before you go to the chain. Find the chain, which is right here. It's both there. You're going to push that through. Grab the yarn on the other side. Maybe I'll show you like this. Grab the yarn, pull it through. Grab the yarn again. Pull it through 2 of the loops only. Pull more yarn out. Grab more yarn again and pull through the last 2 loops, and that is a double crochet. So let's finish out this row with double crochets. If you need to look at it again, you're more than welcome to rewind, and I will explain through one last time when we get to the end here. All right, we are at the end. Okay, I am at the end. This is your last chain. It always looks a little weird. Sometimes we use chain markers, or I literally will take a hoop earring that is kind of messed up and I don't wear it anymore, and I will slide it through both of these to mark the end if I don't have a chain marker. It's actually a really good hack. If you're going to do a project that's a little complicated, or it's made in rounds, or the rows are weird, it's always good to literally mark it with, you know, a hoop earring or a chain marker. So you're going to push the crochet hook back and grab that yarn. Going to put it through the 2 loops. There's one loop and there's the other loop. That is your last chain. And you're going to have the yarn go on top of the hook, pull that through, grab the yarn, pull it through 2 of them only, grab the yarn again, and pull it through the last 2. All right, that is the single and double crochet. Now, in patterns, there may be more things in beginner patterns and maybe less things, but these are really the staples of what even some intermediate and advanced patterns have. Next week, I'm going to be teaching you the basics of how to read a pattern, or how a pattern reads, as in what they would like you to do. I know a lot of people don't use patterns. I like to, because it gives me a guideline so that when I get to the finished product, it's not going to be wonky or a weird shape or size. And I like to use a few places for, you know, patterns. So thank you guys so much for joining me for Crochet Away Wednesday. I'll see you guys next week for more basics and more learning. And I will see you Friday for Fun Day Friday. And again, if that subscribe button's red, you know, you can just poke it. Thank you for being here and just kicking it with me.